Welcome to the August 25th, 2020 City of Broussard Council meeting. Please silence your cell phones, and if anyone from the audience would like to comment on an item listed on our agenda, please fill out a blue card located in the back of the room. Turn your blue card into our city clerk. Each speaker will be given a maximum of 5 minutes. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
We, the members of the Broussard City Council, beg of thee, Almighty God, to enlighten our minds so that our work will be just and fair in all things. Give us the courage and strength to fulfill our duties according to the laws of the land, in fulfilling also thy holy will on earth and in heaven. Through Christ our Lord. Amen.
Item 2.1, acceptance of the minutes of the August 11th, 2020 meeting. Do we have a motion to accept?
I move to accept.
Do we have a second? The minutes were sent out in everyone's packet. If you've had a chance to review, is there any public comment? Is there any council discussion on the minutes?
Call for the vote.
District 1, District 3,
Yes.
District 2,
Yes.
District 5,
Yes.
District 6,
Yay.
at large, motion carries.
Item 3.1, approve the July 2020 financial report. Do we have a motion to approve?
Second.
Our presenter tonight is our CFO, Mrs. Karen Fontenot. Welcome, Karen.
It's been a while since I've done this. You're not gonna see your June financials. Those will be approved when Burton comes in present, so those are going to be audited in the next coming months. So we're gonna skip that, we're gonna go to July. What you're not gonna see in these financials are any sales tax revenues. The sales tax revenues that we received in July and in August get reported in our fiscal year 2020. And it has to do with the month of sales. So what we get in July and August is month of sales, May and June. So way back when, that's how we decided to report it. So you'll see those then. The good news is the sales taxes that we did get this month are up $47,000. It's the highest sales tax deposit we got for the entire year. So I think we're all crossing our fingers and hoping it continues and we can make some budget adjustments and get some stuff done. So does anyone have any questions for me?
Thank you, Karen. Is there any public discussion, Tina?
No public comment.
Do we question?
District 3,
Yes.
District 4,
Yes.
District 5,
Yes.
District 6,
Yay.
at large, District 1, motion carries.
Item 4.1, I'd like to introduce Mr. Daniel Landry, candidate for district attorney. Welcome, Mr. Landry.
Well, thank y'all for having me here. I know a lot of y'all, so I'd like to just introduce myself for those that don't know me. My name is Daniel Landry. Most everybody calls me Danny. I'm a lifelong resident of Acadiana and Lafayette. In fact, I used to play in the sugarcane field over here with the BOs, Pat, BO, and QBO. So I'm very familiar with Broussard. I'm married to my wife, Nancy. Been married 38 years. In 2 weeks, it'll be 39. I've been blessed by God with 3 wonderful children. My oldest son is in oil and gas business, Morgan. My middle son is a juvenile prosecutor, and my daughter is a pediatric neurologist doing a residency in New Orleans. So I've been extremely blessed. 36 years ago, I started as a felony assistant district attorney with Nathan Stansberry. Served under Nathan until he left the office due to illness, then served under District Attorney Mike Parson as a felony assistant as well. After Mike left the office, I served under Keith Stutes as a felony assistant. So for the last 36 years, I've done nothing but the most serious crimes that a person can commit and be prosecuted for. The last 6 years, coming up on 6 years, I've been the first assistant district attorney for the 15th Judicial District, which is Lafayette, Acadia, and Vermilion Parish. In that role, I have acted both as a general supervisory for all of the major cases that are occurring in the parish. I've got a new job of kind of human resources dealing with the employees, which was quite a learning experience because there's close to 100 employees with 34 attorneys. I've been dealing with the budget. I was happy to hear maybe y'all can give some of that money to Lafayette Parish because we're out of money, as y'all are aware, and we're dealing with budget crisis right now. Vermilion Parish Police Jury and Acadia Police Jury also have financial issues. So that is going to be a major thing that the next district attorney is going to have to deal with. We are getting cut by Lafayette Parish. The exact amount has not been determined, but we'll have to learn to do more with less. So I've been prepared for that. I am not Nathan Stansberry. I am not Mike Carson, and I'm not Keith Stoops. I'm Danny Landry. And fortunately, for the last 3 DAs, I have learned what works, but I've also learned the mistakes that they made in their respective times as DA. And I'm going to try not to do those. I mean, any governmental official knows that things change. Probably the most important thing is we have changed our office drastically in the last 4 years. We have implemented a new case management system, which is allowing us to share reports electronically. It's accountability. When someone's arrested, we start tracking them. We've got timelines. We know what's going on. But even better, in March of this year, when the governor basically shut the state down, I was able to take 100 employees and go completely virtual and continue the operations of the office. As I explained to people, just because we have a pandemic does not mean that the Constitution is going to go away. The people that are charged with crimes have certain constitutional rights. The victims have certain constitutional rights. We managed to continue the operations of the office, had hearings by Zoom, and so that we didn't have any further backlog in the system. I'm very proud of that system. It's going to provide a lot of accountability to the public, the judiciary, as well as our office. Finally, as we all know, this is probably going to be one of the most important elections that we have in the history of this country. You can turn the television on and you can see the rule of law is being attacked. You've seen what's happened in Lafayette recently. You can turn on the TV. I can assure you that I pledge to you that the rule of law will be enforced in Acadiana and in the 15th Judicial. I pledge to you. On the back of my card is my phone number. You can call me. I'll be happy to discuss it. I'm going to have an open office. If you need something or you want information or you have an idea, please call me because we're here. It's a public service, the district attorney's office, and that's what I intend on doing, and I would appreciate y'all's consideration. Thank y'all.
Thank you, Mr. Landry. Mr. Nathan Broussard was next on our agenda, but he called today and had to reschedule, so I think we'll see him probably at our next meeting. Item 5.1, introduce ordinance number 20-657, amending the Chapter 50 signs, Section 50-4, 13E, political and campaign signs. Do we have a motion to introduce?
I move to introduce.
This is an item that came up a few months ago at a council meeting when there was a variance requested, a variance that was granted by this city council to allow political signs to come up early within our city because of the coronavirus. There was a request at that time by some members of the council who took a look at our ordinance as it pertains to political signs and make it a little easier to understand and change the date from 60 days prior to the election to just to read simply the day of qualifying for the next election. And Mr. Landry, Mr. Don Landry, as our legal, do you agree with that description of the change?
date them, and it's fairly easy to find. So, this is introductory tonight. If there's any questions about it, ready to answer any questions about that. We'll publish it in the newspaper. There are many occasions when such work will end up this time.
Tina, is there any public comment?
No public comment.
Council?
District four, District five,
Yes.
District six, at large, District one, District three,
Yes.
motion carries.
Item 5.2, introduce ordinance number 20-658. An ordinance of the City of Broussard City Council annexing property located on and along the southern side of Bayou Tartu Road in section 93, T-10-S R-5-E, Lafayette Parish, Louisiana, being known as the Douglas and Willa Dean Chasson Family Annexation, located at 414-430 Bayou Tartu Road in the City of Broussard, Voting District 5. Do we have a motion to introduce? Mr. Landry, this annexation has been through the, Mr. Conrad Como's office and is now put forward to the council to complete the annexation? Mr. Landry, if you could use your microphone, please. We're having trouble hearing you on the audio. There's a map supplied in the package for the council.
Yes, it's received the certificate for the Register of Voters and the assessors. So this is the introductory ordinance for the council.
Okay, thank you, Daniel. Kenny, this, Councilman Higginbotham, this would be in your district. Do you have any questions on the annexation? Comfortable? We have a motion on the floor. Do we have a second? Oh, sorry, Ms. Garrett, I did not hear you.
Question.
District five,
Yes.
District six,
Yay.
at large, District one,
Yes.
District three,
Yes.
District four,
Yes.
motion carries.
Item 6.1, adopt ordinance number 20-655, an ordinance of the City Council amending the zoning ordinance by adding the following maps. Map E-5, portions of Garber Road, map E-6, portions of Garber Road, map F-5, portions of Garber Road, map F-6, portions of Garber Road, map G-5, portions of Garber Road, and map G-6, portions of Garber Road, Bayou Tartu Road, Cypress Ridge Road, Old Oak Drive, and Farmhouse Road, and also map G-10, portions of LA Highway 96, Moulin Road, St. Etienne Road, East Main Street, and US Highway 90 East. Do we have a motion to adopt?
Motion.
Do you have I'm sorry, Mr. Don, would you like to present on this item?
This was presented to our commission, and as I recall, there was no public objection to it. There was some discussion. All went well at the commission meeting. We have published in the newspaper the notice that this will come up tonight for final adoption, and I've heard no comment since that publication. Tina has a certificate from the advertiser, so all is in order for adoption, unless there's public discussion.
The item was introduced at a previous city council meeting, and we have had no, had no calls about the maps from any of the landowners.
That's correct.
Do we have any council discussion?
Question. District six,
Yay.
at large, District one,
Yes.
District three,
Yes.
District four,
Yes.
District five,
Yes.
motion carries.
Item 6.2, adopt ordinance number 20-656, an ordinance amending chapter 62, taxation and finance of the Code of Ordinances of the City of Broussard, Louisiana, to add Article 62-105 and ending with 62-120 to regulate filming and to provide for filming permits. Do we have a motion to adopt?
I'll move. Second.
Mr. Don, would you like to present on this item?
Yes, Mr. Mayor. Previously introduced, and we have advertised. The certificate is in the file, and we've had no comment from the public at my office, and I don't think anything's come into City Hall. This is an ordinance we modeled after an existing ordinance, almost exactly like the one we have. They've had no difficulties with whatsoever, and I think the chief is certainly in favor of this ordinance because it does give us some idea of when somebody might be in town to film a commercial or even a movie. We might even get some movies filmed here. So I think it's good all around. I think it's ready for adoption since publication has in fact been made.
Chief and I have had some discussions about this ordinance, and as far as I know, he's been comfortable with it. He's nodding yes now that he doesn't have any changes that he'd like to suggest. And this is more about just understanding what's going on within our city. Simply making a company pull a permit for commercial shooting so we can just be engaged with what's happening within our city limits was the goal here when this ordinance was put together. Any public comment, Tina?
No public comment.
Any council discussion?
Question?
At large? District one?
Yes.
District three?
Yes.
District four? District five?
Yes.
District six?
Yay.
Motion carries.
That was the last item on our agenda for council business, but I'd just like to close with a comment that as our city is bracing for the effects of Hurricane Laurie in our region, I just wanted to express a word of gratitude to this council and all of our city employees, as well as our police department, our fire department, and their chiefs, for your professionalism during our storm preparation initiative that began back on Sunday afternoon. I'm very proud to say that each department has really worked seamlessly together to meet the needs and the requests and concerns of our residents, as well as our municipal needs during our preparation for Hurricane Laura. Because of all of your efforts, our city is going to be in a position to respond effectively no matter what we face tomorrow night. On behalf of our city, thank you for your hard work and the sacrifice that you all make during these times to leave your homes and your families to be here to protect our city and its residents. So, thank you. And we are very grateful for what you all do for our city, especially in a time like this. Item 7.1, adjourn the meeting.
At large? Oh, I'm sorry, District one? Yes. District two?
Yes.
Sorry, District three?
Yes.
District four?
Yes.
District five?
Yes.
District six?
Yay.
At large? Yeah. Motion carries.
Everyone have a great evening, and